Hi everyone, welcome back to the More Than Scrubs podcast. If you're new here, my name is Komal. I am a dentist based in the UK. If you already follow me, then welcome back. I know I've been a little bit MIA, and there's a good reason for that, and I'm going to share that all today with you guys. For those of you that do know me, I'm pretty open and honest about my experiences within dentistry and just personal life in general. I like talking about growth, I like talking about where I'm heading. And so I thought I would have a really nice, open, and honest conversation with you guys on this episode to give you a bit of a life update. My life update is that I have manifested the life I have today. Just hear me out and just listen to why I think that is. This time last year, I literally posted a video that was titled, I Want to Quit Dentistry. It was a very open and honest reflection into what I feel about my career, what I thought it was going to be like, and where I ended up. And guys, I was in a really funny headspace. I didn't know what to do with my life. I was really disappointed in the experiences that I had had within dentistry. And I just felt like I wasn't in control of my own destiny. Fast forward to this year, a lot has changed. And I genuinely feel like it would not have happened if I didn't put out that YouTube video, firstly. If I didn't put out that YouTube video, if I didn't put out that message into the universe, and if I didn't connect with the right people, none of this would have happened. If you watch the video back, I talk a lot about how I want to work in an environment that reflects my values. I want to work in an ethical space. I want to do things the way I want to do things, not because I'm a control freak, but because I truly believe that I have some great ideas. So ever since making that video, I've done a lot of inner work. I got myself a mentor. I have never attended as many networking events as I have in this past year. That being on my own with somebody, I've just been putting myself out of my comfort zone. I have tried to journal, meditate, reflect on who I am as a person. And I truly believe that I am unrecognizable from who I was last year. And all I can say is that I'm really proud of where I've ended up. And it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a big journey, but I am so excited to take you guys on this ride with me. So let's start with the most important and the best update of my life. It has been that I am expecting a baby. And baby is thriving. I am in my second trimester. I have been through it with my first trimester. It was pretty crazy. And being pregnant itself is just such a life-changing thing. I did not appreciate it before. I did not think of all the changes that your body go through when you're pregnant. And honestly, big up to all the mums out there because it's not easy. It's literally incredible. It's a miracle that you're growing something inside yourself. And mate, I'm just out of breath right now because I'm so pregnant. But yeah, it's incredible to be pregnant. It's an incredible feeling to grow a human. And throughout this episode, I will probably get a bit emotional because pregnancy hormones are sky high, and also there's a lot more to talk about. Just talk a bit about the pregnancy. First trimester was a little bit crazy, felt really nauseous, had morning sickness, was not really accepting the fact that my body was changing so much. It was a bit sad. Um, you know, you're growing in weird ways and you have these stretch marks and pigmentation and things that just pop up and you're just like, what the hell? Where did this come from? Everything is just changing. Your hormones are up and down, and you just feel like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to make it through the pregnancy? Second trimester, it did get to a point where I literally started to feel like myself again. It was really nice. but your belly is growing. It's growing like crazy. So that was a really interesting, well, that has been a very interesting experience. I have never been bigger. And now I've started to embrace it. I am really excited when I feel the baby kick. And it's honestly, it's just an undescribable feeling. It feels really, it just feels like a blessing. It feels really nice to be in such, it feels really nice to be in a position where I can say that I am nurturing a life and I'm going to soon meet that little one and be a mum. Now, on to my thoughts about motherhood. Guys, I've never done it before. I know everybody around me has done it, but I still think it's going to be obviously a unique experience. It's going to be hard. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a big challenge. And I am really, really, really excited to be a mum. I think I was born to be a mum. I just love babies and I think I'm really maternal. So that's going to be really exciting. But I know it's also going to be very challenging because there's just so much going on around me. And any pointers from mums out there that are also doing other things, like owning a business, like working, how are you guys doing it all? Like, I actually just think it's incredible. And yeah, anyway, the reason I am so extra nervous about becoming a mum is my next update in life, which is the fact that I have bought a dental practice. I am now a practice principal. I own a practice. I run a practice. I have staff members that answer to me. I have been juggling crazy amounts of different balls and wearing a lot of different hats, and it's been wild. It's been a roller coaster. I've been doing interviews, I've been doing payroll, I've been doing management of things, I have been doing engineering, I have been fixing chairs, fixing roof leaks, fixing suction breakdowns. I have been in quite interesting situations with staff members who have walked out during the middle of the working day. I have learned how to do sterilization, decontamination, learnt again because I know we learnt it in first year and we had a whole practical on it. But I've learnt a lot. I feel like I know a dental practice inside out now, and it has literally only been just over a month that I have become an owner. But yeah, guys, I purchased a dental practice. I got thrown into the deep end, and I literally mean that. September was crazy. The amount of things that happened in September that challenged me, I just can't even believe that I'm out on the other side. But I'm out and I'm stronger and I'm better for it. And I just feel like I can literally conquer anything now because anything bad that could have happened has happened to me. So, now I'm just like, bring it on. What else you got? What else you got, universe? I can do this. All right, this is all to say that the biggest shift has been my mindset and has been my resilience. Like, I just didn't even know that I had that much resilience. I didn't know that I was that strong. And when you're put in certain circumstances, you just have to be. There's no choice. So things like practice ownership, things like motherhood, there is no choice. You just have to be strong and you have to just do it. And yeah, I think that's been the biggest shift in my life. So going back to when I was an NHS dentist and when I posted that video last year, I was in such a different mindset or headspace. And I really just felt like the world is against me. I have no purpose. I am just a performer and I'm just churning out UDAs. And my self worth is based on my numbers. And I felt like I was cutting corners and I felt like I was working in a situation where my values were not being reflected. And fast forward to now, I'm in a situation where I'm really excited to just implement my own stamp, my own values into this dental practice. Of course, there's a lot of pressure. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I have cried over it. I've wondered whether it was the right decision. I wondered whether being pregnant was the right decision. But you know what? You just got to take it as it comes. And I have to say, even though I've never worked harder in my life, like my physical body and at work, I just feel I just feel like I've achieved so much, and I just feel really proud of that. And I just want to talk about what led me to be able to manifest all of this, because I think that manifestation is kind of regarded as like la la woo woo stuff. I just mean that when you're really intentional about something, it will happen. Like, there's no way that it won't happen. So, the series of events that led to me manifesting the life that I have now is number one, trying to work in a system that was not built for me. I tried. I stayed in that system for a few years and I could just feel my energy slowly depleting more and more. And I could just feel like this is not what I'm built to do. This is not why I'm here on this earth. So basically, feeling burnt out, feeling lack of purpose. So once I felt like that, the second thing I did was put it out into the universe. So I literally made a YouTube video explaining how I feel, explaining that I feel like I have a lack of purpose, explaining that I feel like there's more to careers and dentistry and life. And just putting that out into the universe gave me a bit of accountability. And it was like, okay, I've put it out on the internet now. Everyone has seen it. What am I going to do about it? Am I just going to stay in that position, or am I going to change my life and be in control of my own destiny? So, leading on from that, I started to control my destiny. I made a slideshow or a PowerPoint, and it was titled the name of the clinic that I envisioned that I own. It was like a business plan. It literally had my ethos, it had my values, it had what do I want out of a dental practice that I run. It had branding, colors, vibes, what type of treatments we're offering, what type of patients we're attracting. I just put it all in a PowerPoint. And I remember showing my husband and being like, hey, look what I made. It's just, a thought that's in my head. And what do you think about it? And I have to say, having a supportive husband has been the biggest biggest thing that has led me to where I am today. So shout out to you. I couldn't have done it on my own. And it's really, really nice to have somebody who is literally in your corner every day and trusts you to make the right decisions, trusts you to mess up, but knows that you will be able to manage it. Okay, so once I made my business plan, I then thought, okay, I've made it. What am I going to do about it now? Am I just going to make it and save it in my documents and never look at it again? What am I going to do about it now? So then I decided to do some research and basically signed up to some courses and events that were about practice ownership. So I will shout some of them out. One was purchasing a practice with Andy Acton and Chris Strevens. Um, it was kind of an introduction to what it takes to purchase a dental practice. What's the difference between buying a dental practice and setting up a squat? And it basically gave me a bit of insight into, okay, how is this actually done? Secondly, I went to an event called Startup in Dentistry. It was led by Midday. It was again lots of dentists in the same room, some practice owners, some that are looking to sell their practices, some that are looking to buy. And it was just a great event. I went on my own. I was really nervous. I felt like a little girl, kind of in the, corner, doesn't know anyone. What am I doing here? Who am I? Who do I think I am? I'm like under 30, thinks I can buy a dental practice. Um, that's how I felt going in. But during the event, there were some great talks. There was a lot of networking, a lot of chatting to like minded people. And it gave me a bit of clarity. And I decided that it's not something that's out of my reach. When I got home that day, I was super emotional and I literally wrote down in a journal how I felt. I felt that I felt at the time that I was trapped. I felt that I wasn't in control. And I felt really inspired by the people that I had met that day. I really felt like, why should anything stop me from getting there? Just because I'm young, brown, daughter of an immigrant, a woman, under 30, whatever. Doesn't matter. I can still do it. So that was the next step. The step after that was viewing practices. So I went to view loads and loads of practices. I put down an offer on a few practices that didn't end up going through for whatever reason. So it was a bit of a process. Kind of had a look out for practices that the type of practices that I was going for. So definitely it was going to be a private only practice because obviously I've been talking about how the NHS system is broken and I just couldn't deal with that as a practice owner. The second thing was, like surgery space, like how many surgeries do I want? Do I want there to be room for expansion? What areas do I want to look at? So it was something that I explored for a while. So then I got to putting down an offer on the practice that I currently own. It was a very long process. There were a lot of things that I was uncertain about, but I was kind of sure that I could envision myself at this practice and I could see myself really improving what it's like at the moment. And guys, I am so excited to share the journey. Honestly, I'm so excited to, again, I'm putting it out there in the universe. I'm manifesting that the practice I currently own is going to be amazing. Like it's good now, but it's going to be amazing. So after I put down the offer on the practice, I was still feeling nervous. I was still feeling really out of my depth. I don't know any there aren't any dentists in my family. I felt like I was doing it alone, and I just thought, look, if I'm going to do this properly, I need guidance and I need somebody who has done it before that is going to be able to help me. So then I made the best decision I could ever have made, and it was to speak to Bobby Bundell. He runs a course called Squat Success, and it is to show dentists how they can become owners of a dental practice, specifically a squat practice. So, how they can set up from, nothing, being an associate, to owning a fully functional dental practice that they have set up from scratch. I wasn't starting a squat, I was purchasing an existing practice that had a lot of things that could be improved. So I had a chat with Bobby. This was last year. And ever since then, I have met a group of amazing dentists, amazing entrepreneurs, business owners, and the wider kind of community that helps dentists to build these squats or, grow their practices. I've met so many incredible people through Bobby and his course. And honestly, I am just so grateful that I signed up because I feel like if I didn't have Bobby, I probably wouldn't have ended up buying the dental practice because I was just lacking guidance. Like, so it's just really something to think about. If you're going to be doing something that you've never done before, there is no harm in finding somebody to mentor you who has done it before and who has made the mistakes before. Make your own mistakes, but don't make all of them yourself because it gets a lot. So after getting a mentor, I have been actively putting myself in rooms with like-minded people. I have been stepping out of my comfort zone. I have been going to networking events, not so much since I've been pregnant, but before that, I was trying to be quite active and go to these events, meeting people that are practice owners or looking to buy or looking to sell, and really just getting an insight into their mindset and their thoughts, which has been super, super helpful. And that's kind of my journey on how I manifested where I am today. The motherhood thing, I think I was manifesting that from ages ago. I just always wanted to be a mum. I didn't do anything actively in that sense to, you know, apart from the usual, I didn't do anything actively to um, get to that point. I was just very lucky. But in terms of the dental practice, I definitely think I took the right steps. And yeah, if you're looking to do something that is out of your comfort zone or you're looking to manifest something, you have to actively put the steps in place and you have to put yourself in the position where you see yourself, that 1 year from now, where am I going to be? What am I going to be doing? How strong am I going to be as a person is so important. And I just realized the value of it now. I never did. I never did. I thought that you could just, you know, go through life and hope for the best, try your best, hope for the best. But if you don't actively make moves and actively do things to change your life, it will just not happen. The biggest thing I forgot to mention is I started this podcast, and that was a few months ago. And the idea was, again, I just want to put myself out of my comfort zone. I listen to so many freaking podcasts, and I just thought I have stuff to say as well. And I have a message that I want to put out into the world, and it is a message of positivity. It is that we're more than scrubs. It is that we can do literally whatever we want to do. And now I like to think that I'm a testament to that. But also, all the guests that I've had on, I learned so much from everyone. Everyone was so different. And I am so, so excited and I am so surprised that I was able to host a podcast because honestly, I'm a very much a uh, blunder my words girl. But I feel like that definitely helped me grow as well. So basically, this past year, since I uploaded that YouTube video, it was just about me changing my life and just doing something and just doing everything that I always wanted to do, but I never thought I could do. So this time I was like, all right, let's just try and do it, see what happens. And it's happened, which is mad. So going on from that, I want to talk about personal growth because, like I said, hosting a podcast was something I never thought I'd be able to do. I would always listen to podcasts and be like, wow, that is so cool. And I never thought that I would be able to ask meaningful questions and have so many people actually travel all the way to where I am and take the time out of their busy lives to come and speak to me on a podcast. That's like so incredible. And it just makes me feel like people have stuff to say, people want to share stuff. And I don't know, man, it's like little old me. People want to talk to me. It's just really nice. It's a nice feeling. So now I'm here. I interact with hundreds of people every day as a dental practice owner, as a dentist, as a business owner who interacts with vendors, as somebody who's part of a great mentorship program. I'm just always chatting to people, which has been really nice. I used to work 3 days a week, pretty standard hours, nothing too crazy, but I felt so burnt out and I felt so tired of everything that was happening. And I just didn't know what direction I was heading in. And I just felt like I was stuck in a loop. And now I work almost every day because I'm in the dental practice Monday to Friday, probably 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. And I am at home after that doing admin for the practice. And I am on the weekends always thinking about the practice, what's got to be done, who have I got to call, what invoices have I got to pay. And yes, I'm tired, but I feel like I'm building something. I am fulfilling my vision. And that's the type of fulfillment that I always used to dream about. And just living it now, I feel immense gratitude. And I cannot wait till the baby is here because I know I'm going to feel that 1,000 times more. I'm just so excited for the next chapter of my life or the chapter that's already started. I know I've said some really nice things, but there's a few things I want to reflect on and put out there that I want to work on this year. So, personally, it's that imposter syndrome. So, this time I'm putting out something new into the universe, and it is more about self growth for me now because I am in such a vulnerable position to be owning a dental practice or a business. I want to put out there that I can do it. Let me not get emotional. But I want to put out there that I can do it just because I'm a woman, just because I'm young, just because I'm Asian, just because I'm an immigrant, just because I'm pregnant. It doesn't mean that I can't do something. And it's been hard because what I've been hearing when I tell people my situation is, "You're crazy. How are you doing that? Look after yourself. You know, you're gonna stress out the baby." Um, I've been hearing I I've been hearing, "You're so young," or actually what I've had directly from somebody is that I am older than you and better than you, more experienced than you, whatever. Um, for me to be owning a practice that they work in, why do I get to do that kind of thing? Um, so as much as I like to say that I am confident and I can do something, there's a lot of outside noise that is telling me that I can't and that I shouldn't and that I'm crazy. And I get it. I get it. Like, it would be really nice for me to have like a proper maternity leave and just spend time with my baby. But I'm here now. It doesn't mean my life is going to end. It just means I need systems in place to help me make it work. And the way that, and the experience I've had in the last month or so, the way that I've been spoken to by certain people, mainly being staff members who were just shocked to have a young brown woman probably coming in and telling them I'm the boss now. It's really made me think, like, if I was a older, tall, white man, I wouldn't be treated like this. And no one would dare speak to me like the way that they have. I've kind of gone into a bit of a shell or a bit of a cycle of people pleasing because of the way that I guess I've been perceived or treated. And it's like people reminding me to stay in my lane, or, you know, that I don't deserve something that I've worked really hard to achieve. So I think what I want to put out into the universe is that, the superhero pose, the power pose, that I can do it. I have done it and I can survive it. And just because I am all these things, it makes me actually even more incredible. Okay. So don't worry about me, guys. I'll be fine. Yes, I'm pregnant. Yes, I have a business. Yes, things have been a little crazy, but it's okay. Like, people would not be saying to a man, "Oh my God, how are you doing all this? Oh my God, are you going to be okay?" Um, so I think it's really just blocking out that noise, blocking out what people have to say, and just getting on with it. And again, like I said, manifesting that things will be fine and manifesting strength. That's what I'm manifesting this year, personally. Now, let me get on to the other things that I want to manifest. Number one is I want the next season of this podcast to be about parenthood and business ownership because it's relevant to me right now. And that is, you're more than scrubs because you're all these things too. I want to talk to mums specifically because I love I love surrounding myself with that feminine energy. I love surrounding myself with good energy, with mums that have told me it's going to be fine. I don't want to surround myself with people that are going to tell me scary stories about birth, about how I'm going to work afterwards, how I'm going to survive. I want to talk to people that are going to motivate me and going to motivate my listeners. So, if you're a mum out there and you want to be on my podcast and talk about motherhood, talk about dentistry or work, that's also great. Please reach out. The second thing is entrepreneurs, business owners. If you, business owners, practice owners, if you would like to come on my podcast and talk about business and give me some advice on how to tackle that side of things, then also please get in touch. Secondly, I am manifesting an amazing team for my practice. The vision I have is incredible. I am so excited to make my dental practice all about good values, ethics, all about treating patients well, treating patients with kindness, and giving them holistic treatment plans that not only benefit their teeth, their mouths, but also the rest of their bodies. And for that, I need some good dentists on board. I need some good nurses on board, some good front of house. It's a process, but I am going to get there. I am manifesting that. So, if any of you are based in Surrey and you have the same vision for yourself, you want to work in a practice that is modern, that is inspiring, that is all about treating patients to the best of your ability and working in an environment that is all about positivity, then reach out to me and we can talk a little bit more about how we can work together. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of More Than Scrubs. I am so excited to share the rest of my journey with you guys. And as I'm speaking, I'm literally envisioning what I'm going to be talking to you guys about next year. And I am so excited. If you've been following me from the start, then I appreciate you more than ever before. And if you're new here, I hope that my story reminds you that you can create any life you want. You know, look at me. I went from being rejected from dentistry like 10 times to owning a dental practice. And there's so much more to come. So just remember, it doesn't happen overnight, but if you have a vision, you work hard, and you have a bit of faith, it's all possible. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you're listening to the podcast because I'm going to have some great new episodes and updates for you over the next coming months.